me here tonight. Thank you for your donations. We're really starting to build some momentum now, so please keep up the wonderful work. I would really appreciate it if you could share on your Facebook or Instagram or Twitter pages. I'm just trying to get my hair out of the way so that I can see to read. Because I'm not really all that computer savvy, but I learned pretty quickly, as you can imagine, when I first started doing computers, typing on my computers, because I've actually kept a journal or a diary since the age of 7, and I still have all of them, even with all of the moving around I've done over a lifetime. And I'm in my mid 60s right now. So, even with all of that, I have really kept up with the writing and the journaling and writing poetry. But my favorite thing to do is to tell stories, whether they're verbal stories or stories that I've written. So let's go ahead and continue now with Little Sister. We left off where Little Sister was being sought by Sister Bernie. She was walking around the monastery grounds looking for her. So here we go. For the past 22 years, little Sister Mary Thomas remained under Mother Superior's attentive care and watchful eye at the convent. All the while, her boundless gifts have come to her only at an exceedingly steep cost. At one point, the attacks became so numerous and severe, little sis had to be moved to the attic because it disturbed everyone else so. All members of this holy community suffer. We choose to deny ourselves, take up our crosses, and follow him. Attacks from the enemy, though common, are not often extremely violent. Over the course of the past 24 months, all 5 of the wounds of our Lord have manifested on her tiny 5-foot, 100-pound frame. Not all at once, mind you, but the marks appeared spontaneously, most often on high feast days. The wounds our Lord suffered during his passion appeared on her in the same succession they had on him. First, she was ruthlessly beaten. A few months later, viciously whipped. The following feast day, she was crowned. Shortly thereafter, the stigmata materialized on her hands and feet. Worst of all, according to little sis, was the spear wound at her side. She explained she wasn't sure why, only surmised it correlated to the wound having been inflicted on his divine body after his death on the cross. The wounds which he suffered in life, she didn't feel. However, the one given after the last breath left his body was most painful to her. Yet Sister Mary Thomas diligently persists on the path, keeping her vows, offering endless penances, prayers, and novenas, long hours of daily contemplation and meditations, not to mention her 40-day fasts. Incredibly, these grueling years have become a refinery for her soul, creating an unbroken chainmail of spiritual armor, which I haven't the capability to comprehend. All things holy will thrust her into an unseen realm where we're powerless to assist her in any way except through prayer. Not long ago, we found her at Potter's Field, frozen near the foot of the cross in ecstasy. She remained on her knees for 3 days and nights. Not even Brother Anthony, who was a world-class builder prior to coming to St. Hildegard's, could budge her from where she knelt. Eventually, we had to erect a canopy above her and keep watch so nothing would harm her during her bliss. She blesses all she touches, whether man, beast, or plant. She never slows down, never complains, never asks for more or less than she has. Truly, we're put to shame by the faith this diminutive young woman harbors within her. If it weren't a sin, I dare say I'm quite proud of our little sister Mary Thomas, and her spiritual development. Who would have thought such a great spirit of God could be contained within an orphaned, barefoot little girl who clipped my knee running past at the age of 4? Harkening back to the ribbon cutting ceremony for the opening of Mother House, which is pictured 35 years ago, I was 18 at the time and had just entered the novitiate. We extended an invitation to the local parish community on the Feast of St. Joseph the Worker. We planned a full day of outdoor activities, God-filled music, food, faith, and fellowship. After Mass, I took a leisurely stroll on the front lawns. Sprinting past me was a green-eyed blonde-haired little girl, no more than 5 years old. Nearly knocking me off my feet, she precipitously stopped her children's games and turned around, bursting forth out of her beaming face. Sister Bernie, you and me are going to be bestest friends. She reeled about once more and sped off, racing with another child. 1, 2, 3, go, she screeched. When she said I'd be her bestest friend, my heart leapt into my throat. Something inside of me knew somehow she was right. I never forgot that day, nor any day since, which I've been blessed by her presence to witness her sufferings for our Lord. Even better, for her triumphs over evil. All the glory and praise go to him who is in heaven and on earth. Little sister is humble and has grown past the point of pride. She is nothing more than a willing vessel. Vanities are cast off her as water from a duck's back. Sister Mary Thomas, please answer me. She could be lost in ecstasy, levitating to examine a bird's nest. She's done that before. Or she could be busy in conversation with those brown bears. Or perhaps she accompanied Wildfire on a long walk. Pictured in my GoFundMe is Wildfire. Wildfire is an American Mustang captured in Arizona and was destined for the kill pens. Brother Francis is keeper of horses and will only acquire those he can rescue from death. Nonetheless, Wildfire was an angry stallion and wouldn't allow anyone to come within 10 feet of him before rearing up, bucking, and trying to trample whoever he could. Not 3 days after Wildfire arrived, Brother Francis came running towards the back garden, frantically screaming, Sister Bernie, you must come at once with all speed. Little Sis has hopped the fence of Wildfire's enclosure. I fear for her life. Come, quick. Of course, not everyone had seen her speaking to bears, running with fawns, or lifted to great heights by eagles. We ran as quickly as our feet could carry us. When we came upon her, she was already kneeling before the wild stallion with an extended arm. In her hand was a large, ripe red apple. She spoke softly. I'm little sister, princeling of wild mustangs. Would you receive my gift of apple and a message too? At once, Wildfire stopped bucking, snorting, and stomping. With small steps, he hesitantly moved forwards towards her outstretched hand, took the apple, and walked several paces backward without losing eye contact. Thank you, princeling. Do you not know that you've been brought to us not as punishment? Rather, our Lord has rescued you from the very hands of death, so you may live here as king among your own herd. Brother Francis has handpicked 8 beautiful mares for your very own. Would you receive the gift our Lord has given in exchange for your anger? Will you stop frightening the brothers and sisters and take charge of your new home? Little Sis continued in a clear and even tone. Oh, yes, of course. You shall have miles and miles of space in which to roam. Look and see as far as your eyes can see. I promise. You may run for as long and as far as you choose within the limits of this 200 monastery. If you promise me, you'll no longer scare off the mares or try to hurt the barn workers. She paused and listened to what Wildfire told her. Well, yes, if you wish. No one will ever be allowed to ride upon your back, and no bit shall cut your mouth. For you are king of mustangs, and not even a human can force you to bear their burdens for them. She went on to tell Wildfire, if you're a good steward of what our Lord gives you now, he promises in future to multiply your blessings 5-fold. Pausing for his reply, oh, really? Our Lord will be so pleased, and I am too. Instantly, she came to her feet and bowed down low to him. Wouldn't you know it? Wildfire bent one of his front legs and bowed in response to Sister Thomas. A dazed Brother Francis could only murmur, well, that's a sight I've never seen before. Ever since, Wildfire has been as tame as a family dog, happily running throughout the whole of our lands. He's the only horse who has permission to roam of his own choosing. He returns to the stables at dusk every night and always comes when he's summoned. He even sired 5 new foals this past spring. Although Sister said Mirabelle's his favorite mare, thus he calls her his queen. Her picture is on my GoFundMe as well. The inexplainable and unfathomable are constants when in the presence of our little sister Mary Thomas. These occurrences take place on a regular basis, too numerous for just one person to record or archive. Mother Superior, Father Altar, Father Crucible, Dr. Ignatius, and I, Sister Mary Bernard, Bernie, have all witnessed God demonstrate his power through her. Each of us keeps multiple diaries and abundant photographs, both hard copy and on thumb drives, which detail practically every moment of Sister Thomas's life in the monastery. Because for her, it's common to do dozens of impossible things all before breakfast. Oh, Lord, please let me come upon little sis soon. I'm so worried, Sister Bernie repeated to herself in silence. Let it not be an assault from an enemy. Sister Bernie watched far too often little sister beaten, bruised, bloodied, and broken after attacks she simply says are her troubles or fainting spells. Miraculously, within days or hours, every wound would heal without leaving a mark. Despite that, little sis told me she still felt every single blow, every broken bone, and bloody gash. Poor, sweet child. Little sis, please come home. Little sis, can you hear me? Little Sister Bernie kept trudging the forests and fields in search of her charge and calling out for her holy little sister, the only known Vatican-endorsed living saint. End of chapter 1. Chapter 2 is Buttercups. Stay tuned. I will continue to post live streams every other day or 2 days or so, just to give you a little piece of the book and encourage you to go to my GoFundMe page and search for the donations. I believe it's under Disabled Woman Wants to Spread the Faith, something like that. I don't have it written down right next to me, unfortunately. But I just wanted to mention, too, that these books have been a labor of love and of great faith. And everything that I have written in these books, because there's a sequel to The Little Sister after this, are true. They are known between the saints have performed all of these miracles between the Catholic and Orthodox faith. Everything that I write about was heavily researched, so they're not impossible. They're simply miracles of God. So please keep an open heart as you read. Delight yourself. There's a lot of antics, funny, humorous, adventurous, and also scary things that you'll find. But everything I write about is quite biblical. So I look forward to reading it to you, and thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye now.